Good evening or good afternoon, guys. It's a 4:16 p.m. Today is April 13, 2022. Today is Wednesday. So let's go with the pre-market note. So yes, overall ES had established a big balance range for this year starting January 1st. So these are the same comments as yesterday, and then this is the statement, I change it for today, for today. Once again, below this or 21, I prefer to stick with sellers conservatively and aggressively below 44.04. Above this area, some buyers will be there, and we just have to evaluate in real time to see whether it makes sense to go long above that area or let it go. So I wrote this statement around 6 o'clock when I published this statement, and then price went to 44421 and got a rejection, came down all the way down lower, and then of the open, it went higher. So I will cover it, later on in the video. Look for, because we were able to pick up the longs also today, look for shorts for NQ below 14100 or 67. Aggressively below 998, 985. Above this area, some buyers may be active and they will try to get NQ to yesterday's high. In that case, we may choose to go long, right? So basically NQ, I'm saying about this area we can take longs, right? Russell 2003, 1985, 7064, 3743 and 30 has to decide, right? And then also in pre-market voice, I also explained 2003 is important, break above 2003, holding 1985, Russell can go towards yesterday's high. Below 1985, it will go down, Dow, I did not bother to look. Crude above 101, look for longs. And then dream number 18 and 67, right? So now let's go into chart, right? So I'm going to cover both ES and NQ together today, So let me zoom it a little bit here, like this, right? And this one also like this, right? So first thing I noticed right off the open was bullish disconnect. Okay, so in pre-market voice, I explained, right, that price is rotating around yesterday's close, pretending like overnight price action never happened, right? These are my statement in pre-market voice, if you guys remember. So pretending that overnight did not happen, and in that case, if price is opening around, closing, or little bit away, we are looking for what? Signs, right? Bullish disconnect, bearish disconnect, or something, to get a signal of the open, right? To see which side is stronger, right? And then, but idea was to keep to short below this area in ES, right? And this 21, which already reacted once, right? After I published the note at 6 o'clock, then it came down, right? But still we were looking for shorts, pretending overnight did not happen. In that case, these are the valid resistance, correct? Now 1404, 06 area, right? That is what I explained in this call in the morning, that this area is very important for sellers to keep it below, and if they fail to do so, then price will go to 21, 28, all these areas. And in that case, how price is coming there is very important. If it is exhausted and internals are not supportive, you can take a short there. If their internals are supportive for this move and price is slowly going step up, we can look for long after price breakout above that area, right? So those are the things we discuss. NQ, we did the similar discussion, right, about NQ also. Importance of 53, 67, 992 and 18 area. Up to 18 we are ready to short, right? And then 18, 992 we can use for shorting. But if price goes above it, we can use the same area to go long, right? And then we can manage it in real time. Above 100, buyers are fully in control based on the pre-market note, right? This is a 100 level. So now I gave you just the background, whatever I explained in pre-market note. Okay, so right of the open I noticed bullish disconnect, right? So and then these things open drive like AD, right? Price was also open drive, right? So but since we are pretending overnight did not happen, right? We can short at these levels. If price goes straight into 06, 04, right? We can short definitely, right? And 97 was aggressive area I gave you in pre-market voice, right? That 97 is a super aggressive short location, right? And then for 406, 0406 area. So 96 was, I tried to short at 97 also here, and then I bailed out immediately, like here. So like here, I shorted it, price went into my favor, 3-4 points, and then it just went try to go higher. I bailed out because by that time it was a bullish disconnect was confirmed, right? This was holding higher, right, going higher. So I bailed out, right, immediately. Here NQ also same time I took a short aggressively here, right? And then it went down in my favor, at least 25 points, and then it reversed, so I bailed out. Similar as ES, right? And then I tried this 994, but here I was careful because now by this time price was doing open drive up, internals were rising, right? Still I took the short, because below 18, as we discussed, sellers can still manage it and override the internals, Then ES went higher, 04, 03 area. See this one here, 04 area, right? So I took the short here also and short here also, and then I bailed out both of them immediately, after looking at this. At this point I said, what, now these buyers are going to have a control, but still not yet confirmed. When NQ sliced through 18, then I said, now buyers are in confirm, it is not a good idea to look for short in ES at that point, So at this point, it's like a 50-50% chance, buyers and sellers. If internals continue to rise, then we have no choice but favor longs and stay away from short, until price goes super high and get exhausted. I said if price goes to 34, 36, which is this area, we may get reactionary short there, depending on how price gets there, right? So at this point, price went to all the way up to this 11 area, this area. And before that, it just, it got rejection after going above, right? So because NQ was hitting the 67 dream number area, dream number always works, right? So, but then there is no point shorting this dream number today, because now it was an open drive up, and the price sliced through these key levels. So now there is no point shorting here, but instead you look for longs. So this was your first long, because price sliced through this dream number in this area, you can go long, put your stop below this area, and if price comes here straight down, you can even go long here too. That's why I put a circle here. So I took this long, price went against me, is fine because it was protected by VWAP also, so it may fall down to VWAP, or this to take this 992, right? And then it went higher, right? So I took the profit here, right? Because I was not expecting price to even go below 18, right? So now some weakness was there, so and ES was struggling, so I bailed out here, right here. Then price once again came down. At this point I said, what, now it is all up to this 18,992 area, up to this point when price was here. I said if it goes above it, buyers, if it goes below it, sellers, So around this same time, this 10 o'clock, ES was around 94, right? So here we discuss is this 94 right here when price was here. I said either you can short at 97, assuming it's a failed breakout of 0406, but in that case you have to put your stop right here, right? But you have to watch NQ, and if whatever NQ does, you trade that way rather than guessing. I also give an option for long also here. I said you can go long at 93, 94, put your stop below this last low, 91 or 92 right here, and then you can also go long also. I gave two options to the folks in Discord. But then I also said instead of doing either one, wait for NQ, whichever way NQ goes, above 18, below 92, go with that direction in ES, right? Because the price was doing that way, behaving that way today. And then this breakout happened, right here. I went long at 18, and then this trade I held it, and then at 100, I built out. And here also I added it at the breakout, and then 100 I built out. So my trading was done by 11 o'clock. So usually I don't trade after 11, but I took this trade also, at this 18, 53.67, similar story at this, 53.67, also similar situation. Whichever way price goes, we have to take that direction. But considering this step up, most likely it's gonna go higher. So I waited here and took this long, and I built out at 130, and then by the time it was 11 o'clock, my trading was done. But here I also gave an option for exit, either this, and this, right? And you can see it, see this exit right here, this exit right here, So at this time here, I took the exit because my time table is fixed, 11 o'clock I'm done, right? And I got enough points for the day. But these are the exit if you are holding it, right? So for ES, similar thing, I gave this exit 34.35 and this 20 area, So I took this exit here. So ES, similar time, when I went long NQ, you can make a similar case in ES also, right? Because 0403 here it failed, but then again went back above it and it was trying to hold it. So here you can go long, internals were still good, right? Not bad. And we had AD was pretty much, like it higher up, and it was bullish disconnect was still intact, right? Price was still open drive, but now because of this move, there was no longer an open drive, but still that open drive low was holding it, right? And NQ was still stepping up. So yeah, but you can't just go long here, Now technically, AD was still good here to go long here, but now the question was, what if these are the valid sellers here, right? Because of this drop down and price went below 0304. So that's why you do not want to go long here, but when you see this and this, you can go long here and expect price to hold here. But when price came down here, you bail out immediately, right there, either break even or 1 point loss, Then here is a chop zone, so you do not want to do anything, right? And here you see a breakdown of this balance, right? So now you think, okay, so now it wants to go down, correct? But if you look at internals, they were holding it, they were not moving down, right? So you're not doing anything. You're not going long, not shorting, because shorting is out of scope anyway, because the way NQ was behaving, right? It was bullish. Then price went higher, right? Like this. Now it's time to go long. If it pullback happens, and then pullback happen, you go long, right? Into 0304 area again here, right? And now you target this area or this area as a profit target, 11 o'clock, I build out this with NQ, and if you are holding it, ultimately this target was achieved, right? And then price went down, see? So in between, you can take this long also, if you're observing it, any pullback. Now up to this point, price is stepping up slowly, trending higher, internals are started to trend higher, right? Any strong pullback, people are going to buy, So which was this 18 area, Actually, when I was gardening, I came back and I saw this 18. I typed it in Discord that 18 is a good area, or 18 or I think 18 or 13. Those are the two levels I gave to observe, right? So this 18, since I came back here, I saw this 18. I took the long for scalping only, So took this long. My exit was fixed 22, So I put long here and exit here, and then because I'm not supposed to trade actually after 11. So but anyway, I saw this, so I took this 4 point, right? And then look at after I got that exit, auto exit, it came down, right? But it couldn't go below, right? And then it took out this area, right? And then it took out this morning high, right? So on the way down, you can use this area 22 as a long area, because it was our support also. Remember, in pre-market we discussed, if price goes above these things, how it goes back above it, you can use this area for a pullback long, right? So that was the idea. So now after this area, you take a you basically following up on your trade, right? So this was a exit, two exits, final exits, right? So you go long here and you are still waiting for this exit. So these trades are the add-on trades, right? And then you bail out here and you call it a day off, right? Because by the time this was a max potential for the day, pretty much, and NQ was 202 and then 262, 264, those are the areas for maximum potential for NQ, right? So around 1245. So you can see at 1245 both NQ and ES went into their respective targets, right? So here you can bail out also, NQ also, and then call it a day off. Now if you are still trading it, you have to wait till noon for the trade, right? As usual, after 3 p.m. or so. So you're not supposed to trade in this balance, right? And even here when price was here, I also said when price was here, when I came back during the lunch time, I said if ES strongly falls down from here, it may go towards 0406 even, and then it came down, but it couldn't go below because buyers were so strong because of this area. Look at this, it was holding it tightly, right? So here there is no long now. You do not want to take afternoon long in the chop because technically it's a chop zone, right? So you have to wait for this thing to clear out. Now here it cleared out, but look at this, tiny up, right? And you do not want to go long here, but you want somebody to do an effort, right? So this sellers did an effort, right? See that here, and it came down straight. Looks like it wants to tank now, right? Failed breakout or something, right? And then immediately it popped back up, right? That's where you go long, because now these guys are trapped and it will fuel up to the up rally back to even 45 or potentially higher, who knows, because NQ has still this pending target, right? 260 to 200, that's the range I gave, right? So NQ at the same time, you can take the trade here also at the same time with ES, right? And then bail out here and here both together and call it a day off now. Look at see, right? And it came back down. So that's how it played out today, and then I think now another thing we discussed in the voice today in the morning, that I had a feeling today, different feeling that something is going to happen today, so based on that feeling, because sometimes, so usually I'm right about my feelings. That is what I said in Discord, right? And if you look at yesterday's bias, it was neutral bearish, and yesterday down day happened. Today I changed it to neutral. Even price was still down, right? There was no upside price action, but still I kept it neutral today because of that feeling, and I used the careful words 2-3 times during the Discord voice that be careful today, be careful today. And then I also explained what to do. If price goes above certain levels, you can look for long. So I had that feeling, and then it came out true also today. Price did trended up today. So I know sometimes, based on the way price behaves, I might have a feeling in advance, before the price action happens. So just wanted to let you know, and that be all for today. I'll see you tomorrow.